Am I frozen on your camera?
Uh, I don't think so. Let me turn your head a little bit. Like, shake your head or something. I don't know. Yeah, I think you're frozen.
Fuck. How the hell do I get out of that? Let me leave and come back. Shit.
All right, so welcome everybody. I think we should be live. Let me check the channel. Yes, it says we're live now. All right. Sorry, so yeah, I don't know what's up with Frank's camera. Why it keeps like uh freezing. It was doing that last week on the show. So I don't know. Uh oh yeah. Maybe I gotta invite him again. Yeah, I sent him an invite. But yeah, so what's going on, everybody? Ah, he's back.
Okay. Well, hi. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Okay, because on the stream it's just you and yourself.
You should be on there now.
Mm, I saw that. I'm watching you invite me.
Yeah.
Let's see if I answer. Oh, there I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it was doing that last week. I'm not sure what's going on.
Well, the fucking Google. It used to be if you were in a call with somebody and you left, uh, it would still say you were in a call with. Would you like to rejoin or whatever? And you could fucking rejoin. Now I close it and it's just like, yep, you left. That's why I messaged you. Where's my link? So, so how you
Well,
been, Ant?
before I get into that, since we're talking about fucking Google, um, yeah, Google fucking sucks, and
A
I'd be
show
worried
goes dead
about.
5 minutes in.
Yeah, yeah. If we, I mean,
Ohio YouTuber finds his channel erased in one night after going on tirade against fucking. I don't know who's the Zuckerberg
well,
of fucking Google.
you mean who's in charge of it?
I mean, who's the figurehead? Zuck's not in charge of shit.
Uh,
He's the crown prince, dumbass.
well, I know I forget the lady's name, but there's like, isn't the lady
Oh
like
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
YouTube or whatever? Um,
yeah, yeah. No,
yeah,
Hangouts is Google, not YouTube. I know YouTube is Google, but they're two different divisions and shit, ain't they?
yeah. No, I'm just saying that's like the only person I know from either of them.
Oh,
um, but no.
uh,
So what had happened was, uh, so we after we were trying to figure out the show last week and everything, I've
mhm.
come to find out I have
Yeah,
all our episodes
yeah,
updated and shit, and
uh huh.
our show didn't get recorded. Like 4 episodes didn't get recorded because Google changed up some shit,
Damn it.
and they you have to click the you either have to click the go live button after you start streaming, because it used to be where I could just hit start streaming, and as long as it was like in OBS, as long as it was connected to the YouTube key, it would start going live automatically. But now you either have to click a button in the control room there confusing ass control room on YouTube now.
That nobody wants
go
to
live.
use.
Yeah.
Nobody uses that. They're like, you use the classic mode or the beta? We'll use the fucking classic. No, try the beta. No, fuck the beta. It's been in beta for like 4 years.
Yeah, I know, man. And so you basically have to like click start streaming and then go live. So it's like you have to click 2 buttons to start, and then you have to unclick the same 2 buttons again to actually be done streaming.
So you have, instead of using an app, you have to go to a fucking website and tell it.
Yeah. And
what's the point of having a stream key in a separate app if you just...
Right. Well, there is a setting where in your... I haven't tried it yet. I was kind of hesitant on just like trying it, but there is an option to automatically start and automatically stop the stream as soon as you start getting the data from OBS, but I don't know if I'm going to trust that.
Probably not.
So, yeah, I didn't know that when I was doing the episodes without you, Frank. You know, I was doing it with Ben or Doug or whoever, and I saw that I was connected to the thing, and I could have sworn I checked my site and it said it was live, but I don't know, maybe YouTube was tricking me or something, but none of the episodes we did got recorded for like 4 episodes, so we're supposed to be... This was supposed to be episode 170, but now we're like 165 only. So, yeah, that's why because the last episode before last week was like, I think it was like February something or January. If anybody was listening to our show, they're probably like, where the fuck did they go, man? But anyways, besides that, not a whole lot going on with me. Everything's going okay, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it for me. How about you?
Oh, mainly just work and gaming.
Yeah, how's your rig going, man?
Well, now that I'm able to, get on it and not everything freeze up all the time, every time, pretty good.
But basically like your temperatures and stuff are really good. You
Well,
kept
see,
an eye on that.
Well, like I was saying, I was using the Asus widget. What was that? What do they call that? The something center? I don't know. The intelligent center, something. I don't know. And I was moving the widget from one screen to another, and it fucking disappeared on me. So I don't know if it's in between a screen or if it just like closed itself.
Screens.
Right. First world problems, right? Having too many damn monitors.
So I guess the question is when are you going to be brave enough to start tweaking that shit, man?
I was thinking about going into the BIOS. Like I said, there's a 4.0 or 4.1 profile. All I gotta do is, turn it on, select it or whatever. I might do that just for the fuck of it. If I can actually see what my temps are.
Yeah.
But
you still got some work to do before you decide to start like pushing it to the edge, huh?
Yeah, I just want the game on the fucking thing. It's been sitting for 2 months. Easy. Like since February, so that's really like how many months?
I don't know. Don't you see all the big tech YouTubers? They don't actually do anything on their computers. They just like dicking around with it,
They build it,
making videos about it.
They build it, they run all the benchmarks and go, yeah, okay, now we're going to take it apart after we spent an entire day heating all these tubes and bending them.
They do that too. They're like, I'm not sure if I doubt we're going to keep this build, but.
Right. Oh, why would I do that? They're like, do you sell them? He's like, why would I sell them? It's better to just keep the parts on the shelf. And I'm like, when you build a computer, you're putting fluid in there, which, I guess you can drain it and put it in a thing. I don't know, but
yeah.
What is the fucking name of that damn the app I'm talking about? Where they put Fan Expert and all
The
that
AI
other
suite.
bullshit. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Well, that's the one I use at least.
Uh,
The
Hold on.
Asus AI suite.
Oh, okay. Well, because the fucking I didn't know the name of it. I just had the widget because the widget comes up by default when I'm starting to use my computer, and I just was like, oh, okay. Yes. But right now, the temperature monitor says I'm at my PCH, which what did we say that was?
Well,
Chipset.
fuck.
That
That
the
was a chipset thingy.
chipset's at 53, motherboard's at 32. So
What's the actual? Didn't it give an internal CPU temperature?
not on here. Let me look. Let me expand it and see what motherboard, CPU, PCH. I mean, T sensor. Is that what you want to go by? Is the T sensor? I thought, right? That's the thermal sensor.
Yeah, I mean, well, you could go by the CPU, and if you want to check out the water temperature, I guess if that's you said you had a probe in there, right?
Yeah, I just don't know where that one's showing up because. Oh, let me open up hardware info. Yes. I just hate because there's so many windows that open up all over. But
All the windows.
yes, all your windows are belong to us. And the one with all my cores telling me what the temperature is of each core. All 16 of them.
Hardcore, Frank.
Parkour, parkour. Flushing buffers. What? Oh, there it goes. Um, Sensors.
And now that
Oh,
Frank gets a little anxious when he hears flushing, well, now that he built his custom loop, you know.
yeah. Um, okay. T die. That's the thermal die, right? The sensor that's in at the thing.
Tie dye?
Yeah, T die says 31.8. So I mean that's probably pretty much near ambient. Cause I
So your
got
T dye
AC
is
on
31. What's the CPU say?
CPU socket. 30, well, right now it's 33,
Yeah. So they're about the same then.
and motherboard is 32. Chipset temperature is 53. VRMs are 36, so they're not even that. And then it says external sensor, and it gives me three of them. I don't. I thought I had one of the things hooked. Like there's a temperature sensor header on my motherboard, and I thought I had it hooked up to that. But there are three, and they're showing up blank.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know.
I
It
don't
even gives the temperature of
know.
my fucking RAM. My RAM temperature. Anyway, close all
God,
this
Frank.
shit out. Can't dodge them, ram them. All right, so I got a question
Yes.
for you, Ian.
Yeah, what's your question, buddy? Go ahead, ask it.
What you drinking on?
I'll try that with you, man. Uh,
I don't give a fuck.
as I'm sure everybody doesn't give a fuck about what
Soda
we're
Talk
drinking.
with Frank and Ian.
Soda talk.
Yeah. So what's doing?
Excuse me. All right, so first thing is I found they didn't have my flavor, but I usually get like the pineapple or whatever, but I got one of these
Ugh.
Game Fuels. They had the blue one, the orange one, and I think the green one.
I meant to try the Game Fuel Freeze they have at Speedway, but I felt like a slob because I was already getting this monstrosity. Got the.
Oh, you're frozen again. Hold on.
I am for real. How about now? Still?
Yeah.
God damn it.
No. I actually have
Hold
to
on.
like. I mean, it'll kind of update if I switch to my camera on the Hangouts back to yours, but yeah, man.
Is it still?
Yeah.
Still frozen?
Yeah.
Okay, let me. I'm gonna leave and call me right back, okay?
Okay.
Alright, bye.
So yeah, we're gonna call him right back on air here. And actually, what I should do is I should
I need the soundbite of fucking Chow from The Hangover going, gay!
yeah. Well, what? Yeah. After I get done with my turn, we'll start talking about what you're drinking on. But I'll send you. I might as well just send you the link for the Hangouts so you could just keep joining yourself.
Please. God damn it.
Yeah. So besides that, I got this the
Kickstart? Ew.
the raspberry puppy monkey
Ugh.
baby.
Puppy monkey baby. I don't like
And then-
Kickstart.
Finally started using my water bottle here. It's a toilet water.
LTTstore.com.
Yeah, I was gonna say he drinks. He takes a drink at, like each video just to say LTTstore.com.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
He's not really thirsty. He's just doing that.
I mean, I would. Shit.
Yeah.
Either that or he hitches up his underwear, I guess.
Yes. So what are you drinking on? You said you were talking about is it like the toothpaste color Game Fuel or whatever? It's like zero sugar or something. That's the one you were thinking about getting, but you're like, I got all this shit.
I don't think it's zero sugar. Hold on.
Yeah, they have a zero sugar Game Fuel now. Can it's like toothpaste color.
I don't think it's zero sugar. Hold on. Hold, please.
Oh, please.
Me,
Hold up. Damn it. I hate this thing I have. This is another reason I hate Google is I was trying to mess with my other. I have a secondary Gmail, and like everything is default logged into that now.
But yeah, the convenience store is a Speedway. There's a machine. Doesn't say anything about zero. It's just a berry lime flavor.
Yeah, I sent you the email for that, and then I'll send you the Game Fuel thing here.
The convenience store is a Speedway.
Speedway.
But yeah, I meant to get it, but I'm probably gonna go back there anyway because my wife likes the Sprite Tropic Berry, and they only seem to have that at gas stations. I could go to McDonald's and get their fucking Sprite Tropical at the gas stations, then Tropic Berry at McDonald's. But yeah, that's what window would open up. Oh no, it's not that shit. No, that's charged watermelon. This is berry lime.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it does look like toothpaste. The cans. Fuels are the ones with that stupid like lid system, right?
Oh, you mean the game fuel?
Yeah,
Yeah, I had to bring a knife over just to open the thing.
and it still gets every fucking word. It's bullshit. But anyway,
I've gotten good at opening it. I barely just tweak it a little bit just so
right.
you got to ease
So
in there, man.
now I have a soda talk story in my news here, so let me throw that in.
All right.
Well, it's kind of soda talk, but it mostly was relevant to me. Why brands like Oreo, fucking article, really? Why brands like Oreo are cutting black on wacky flavors right now?
Hmm.
Because I was literally was asking my wife this on the phone, and then I pull up my phone, and it's like, "Hey, you want to know why?" And I'm like, "Yes, creepy news story." But yeah, basically, this to surmise this story. Um, remember when everybody bought everything and stores were out of shit? Well, to fix that, they upped the supply and production of regular stuff. But to do that, fell to the wayside. So now we kind of got to wait for the regular shit to get bought up to where they can finally start. They're apparently making the goofy shit again, but you're not going to see it in the quantities you once saw.
Mm.
So it's going to take a while for it to come back.
It's been a while.
Because I was just running around trying to find any flavor of Mountain Dew other than the regular, and I almost shit myself when I saw a case of Code Red. I said, "Give it here,"
Yeah.
because at this point,
Yeah. So, what what was the deal with that then?
they stopped making it to focus on pumping out the regular shit because that's what people wanted. They figured the fringe stuff was too, not worth the time as much as the regular, because it's always been fringe. Like they'll put out little zany, crazy crap, but the plain meat and potatoes literally are the black and white, regular flavors.
So that's what people wanted was the regular.
Well, more people like if you say, "Hey, man, we're having a carry-in for Karen's birthday." See, Karen, I threw that in there. So, what are you gonna bring? Oh man, I'm gonna bring some Coke and Diet Coke, and I guess some Cherry Coke. No one's saying, "All right, I'm gonna bring the fucking Blue Game Fuel and the fucking the Dingleberry soda." No, they're not doing that. So they figured we'll do the safe bet and crank out a shit ton of regulars, and the people who want the funny shit just gotta wait. So, but anyway,
Yeah.
I'm drinking that, and I got some toilet water on backup because I forgot last time I don't bring enough beverages. There's never too many because having air and fans blowing at you and talking, you get thirsty.
Right. By the way, that for some reason the regular Mountain Dew too. That's the one that feels like it hits your teeth the hardest too.
It's sugar and green. Anyway, but yeah, so since we already talked about what we're drinking on, want to get in some stations?
Stations.
Trying to find yours while you're playing the music.
Man your battle stations. Man your battle stations.
Station.
Station.
Did you have just two?
No, I had double than that. I have 4 on there.
I don't see it in the fucking chat. Wait, there they are. Is it the bottom? I was looking at the bottom. It had 2 links, but if you scroll all the way into the middle of the thing,
Yeah, I don't know what I gotta see if there's an option in the Discord to like not show the links, but like the link contents. But I don't know if you can change that or not.
oh yeah, I saw this guy and I was tempted to post it here. So was your theme music stations again?
No. The theme was kind of like stations that are just like everywhere, kind of.
Oh, okay.
The theme is whatever you get on your dinner plate when you were a kid.
So creative
That's what you
sauce.
It's what you get,
I-
bitch.
Whoa. See, I don't think this guy. Oh, he has a webcam. Never mind. Okay. Okay. Well. All right. I see. I see. I see. Okay. 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 And then this one. Oh, this is the one I had last week.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, yeah. This guy was in the because he keeps posting. He just like changed the color or a couple of the backgrounds. I can almost guarantee it's in there. Hold on. Because remember my theme was weaves.
Yeah.
This is the one. I think this is the one you voted for, like your top. Going through them real quick here. Hold on. Oh, damn. I've been the week before. I don't know.
I said 1 day ago. So.
There we go. Oh, hold on. Found it. Found it. Like I said, I think he just posts shit again because if you look, let me zoom enhance here. See that game over and the keyboard and all that. Keyboard and all that, and he put the tower up top instead of in front. It's a thermal take case, I think. I was thinking about getting that one because if you notice, the motherboard's on its side. It's just the whole motherboard sideways.
Yeah. Well.
So he changed a couple.
Yeah, he
a
did
new
change a
post.
couple things. I mean, he might
Changed the
not even care
wallpaper.
about it.
But I mean, yeah, it's different. I was like, oh, I saw that shit before. I mean, it's a dope setup. That's why it was in my list.
Yeah.
That's why I had 5 of them. But yeah, it's good stuff. And this one, zoom enhance. Oh yeah, there you go. Got the floating monitors down pretty good. He's got speakers right about ear level. I'll give him that.
Yeah, I thought this one would be good for like clean simplicity.
Yeah, it looks good. The only thing I love the look of that case, but I know it's shit for airflow.
But yeah, I'm
Oh, here
surprised
we go.
these Fantex cases do as good as they do because I mean they just have the vents on the sides.
They're known for having kind of shit airflow, and like a lot of times it's just glass over glass. Yeah. They're not great, but they look cool, so people like them.
Well, that's why you got one, right?
I mean, mine's a fractal case.
Or that's what I meant, a fractal case, because that's what I got is a fractal design case.
Oh yeah, which one you got? The 6?
Yeah, the Define
R6.
Yeah, the Define R6 in white.
They're pretty good for building it.
Well, it's good for NASA's, and it was actually the only case that I could find that's tempered glass. It's white, and it has more than 2 drive bays, which seems to be like the whole fad all these case manufacturers are going to, where they're like, oh, you only need 2 case. You only want 2 hard drives, right?
Yeah, you need a boot drive, and which might even be on your motherboard, and then you need one for storage, right? That's all you need, right? I mean, it's like I want the 5 1/4, but they're taking away the damn room for the 2 1/2s even.
Yeah.
Now my old case that mine has is, let me zoom enhance. is this here. It's got the 5 1/4 drive at top, but these top 5 and then these bottom 3 cages, those are modular. You can take them off and move them. So, and does it have? I don't remember if mine has a shroud over the power supply. I can't think of it now. But anyway, yeah, all I'd have to do is get another of these drive cages and put it on top. If I took out the fucking 5 1/4. But look how many drives that fits right there. 1, 2, 3 plus 5. That's 8. Put one next to it. This is not actually. Let me look up NAS. Because some guys put every drive you could fit. Here we go. Whoop. They put every drive you could squeeze into a mother. Where the hell's the picture at? Oh my!
Oh my!
Look at this guy's. That's a different case altogether. I don't know why they linked it to that comments. I mean, at the time when I built it, it was like the case to have if you wanted hard drives.
Yeah. Oh, they're getting few and far between, like I said. By the way, I sent a link for my case. If you don't mind showing them what I ended up getting.
Nah, fuck your case. Not just kidding. Ian got this, ladies and gentlemen. You got this bad mama jamba.
Yeah. It was expensive, man.
How much was it?
Well, you got the page open.
Well, I didn't know if you paid that 145 wasn't that much.
I paid like 160 at the time, and I think it was 170 on Newegg because Newegg sells through eBay too, and sometimes theirs is like $5 or $10 cheaper than on the
eBay I think
site.
that's where mine was a Newegg's eBay thing because it was like 107 or something like that.
Right. But
I was like,
the only problem is where do I even? There's not even that much room to put strips on in that thing, man.
Well, there is. If hold on, let me go back to your thing. I close it out.
It's like the.
Because see, let me blow it up. Okay. Oh come on. Go away.
Like the distance between the door and, the drive bays is like pretty thin.
No, because there's a gap. Like, hold on. Because see how like you can see up top there. See how it goes back. Like I don't know. That's like a 1/4 inch. Where my radiator sits in my case, in the top. This panel comes out and you screw the radiator to it, and these hashed marks here. That's on either side of my radiator, and I just put the strips there. You can put strips there, or no, I don't want to put the at the bottom here, where Well, you see where that screw or rivet is over in the very bottom right above the foot.
Yeah.
Okay, that little channel there. Um, the panel goes in front of that. So I actually have a row of addressable lights tucked behind that channel.
Oh, okay.
You can get the nose of the panel. Like I said, I have the R6, so it's similar to this one. Or no, it's the Define um, S2, which is the same frame basically.
Right.
But as long as you can get the nose of the panel behind that the strip where the ventilation is there's a spot where you put it in and you'll feel it latch, and when you push it down, the pins in the back of the panel go into the and then you just hold it down enough to get the thumb screws in the back, and you're gold.
Yeah. But
It's not the hardest part is cable managing the wires, and that really just depends on the strips you're using.
yeah. Well, it'll definitely be hard if I wanted to do like a whole border around the window.
Um, it's doable. That's how I have my addressables.
Yeah.
I actually, the only trouble I ran into was when I was trying to incorporate my UV RGBs because they're wider, on top of already having regular, like, addressable RGB. So I said, well, I'd rather have the addressable and then just put the UV in close to the tubing any damn way.
Right.
But you'll be able to run it in there. I have between because I have the stock case fans and that rear fan, in between that panel and that rear fan, you can put a strip there. It works fine.
Oh, okay.
So you can put a strip all the way down there, all the way down here. I had it up in the corner because when you get the addressables, they give you 4 strips, but there's like 4 inches of wire in between the fucking strips. I just bunched it in up here in the corners, and then put the strip all the way across here, and then put the last strip along the front. Now, with mine, I don't have this removable panel you've got for your hard drives, open right there. But it looks like it's far enough recessed that it shouldn't be an issue.
Right. They were saying
Go
it
ahead.
supports a radiator in the front.
Huh?
Like, you have enough leeway for that, or you can like adjust it or something like that.
Yeah, if you take the panel, you can either take this panel and move it to the back. Whoop, that's not going to show it. Okay. You could take the panel and move it to the back, or leave it as is. Because if you're running an AIO, you'll have loose tubing, and if you fit the tubing in between your hard drive, whatever the hell they are,
Yeah.
you could leave the thing as it is, or you could take it down. Close this. Close that.
Yeah, they don't give very helpful images on there.
Well, hold on. R6. Open layout. I'll show you. The standard versus open layout here. Hold on. Okay. See, on the left is like it was in the picture on the website, on the eBay site. And then on the right is you take that panel and you unscrew it and you move it to the back. Now, you lose the hard drive capacity, though, if you do that. So instead of being able to fill this full of hard drives, you can put one in the bottom and whatever else you can squeeze in there somehow. But since you're wanting it for NAS, you're going to want hard drives.
Yeah.
But if you put an AIO with a just tubing, as long as you put your hard drive cages or trays or whatever around the tubing for your AIO.
Yeah, I
Does this
think
guy
mine
have?
are
Yeah. Oh, here
have
you go.
like a
Look at this
space in the
guy.
middle.
Got that Asus cooler, and he's got the bracket in. I don't know how many hard drives he has in here. Can you see it?
Yeah.
No, that doesn't help. Better picture.
Yeah, I see
Zoom
what you're
hits.
talking about. Yeah.
But yeah, because
Yeah, you can arrange those cages and stuff. I'm sure.
yeah, there's little tabs. You basically you screw them in with thumb screws.
Nice. Now,
Really, yeah, it's really good and as you can actually probably see. Wish I could zoom in better here. You can see that. See where I would say you could put a strip because even the power supply shroud there, you can see the gap there.
yeah.
So literally, and the cool thing is the side of the panel. It's a metal frame around the edges, and that covers up a lot of sins. So unless you've got, like I've got waterproof RGB strips, and were a pain in the ass because they're thicker and they want to bunch up. But but yes, it's doable.
Do you keep the top off of the case like that guy has there or whatever? Because mine came with like a solid top where you can't even see.
Well, it has. I don't know about the. I don't know if the 6 is exactly the same as the S2. The S2, pull the top off, like the solid piece. There's a slotted. The top comes out, right?
Right. Yeah, it does.
You could take off that hard top and separate it.
Yeah, it's like a. See?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Is there a button in the back to pop the top out?
I'm sure there is.
No. Like right back, just to above the rear fan to the right. There should be a big ass button.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, yeah. I haven't played around with the case
You press
a whole
that.
lot.
Yeah, you press that button. It helps pop the top out, and then the solid piece of the top can separate from the slotted underside. Some people it's easier than others. Gamer's Nexus actually, I think he had to use a knife to separate his. But yeah, you get that. Let me show R6 top. Yeah, it gives you just there's a dust filter with a ribbed. Find a good picture of it. Like you get a dust. No, from mine. No. But yeah, you get you pop the top off and you see what I was saying. The button. Oh, it's on the left. I'm sorry. I thought it was on the right. But yeah, you get the top with the vents, and it's vents and a so it's like a screen door mesh. Same with the.
Oh, go ahead.
It's just like the one on the bottom too. You can clean about that. I rinsed mine out when I was rebuilding it. Now, what were you saying? Is that better? What?
Is it better to keep it off then for the airflow? Like, especially if you have an AIO you want to push air out of there, right?
It's modular. They put it in there. Do you prefer silence or do you want airflow and temperatures?
I just want to make sure, like, if I leave it off, it's not going to look weird, you know? Like, it's open.
I mean, I don't even notice it in mine, but I mean, I don't. Then again, mine's kind of raised, so I'm not looking straight down into it.
Yeah.
And I have RGB fans, so you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, But yeah, this guy, I've seen him before because he has a Fallout themed station because he's got the bobbleheads, he's got the Vault Tech style controller, and then he's got the California Republic, which is the so yeah, that's got that. Is that your last one? That's your last one. So,
So music station, redone station in the simple one, and then we got.
I mean, I'm gonna go for this one because he's got Dad Ultra Wide, and he's a Fallout fan.
Yeah, I have to go with that one too because it kind of popped out at me, like all the colors and stuff and the lighting.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, this one's awesome too. I would take this one too.
Super ultra wide, but yeah.
I mean, this one I like it, but the monitors seem a little small in comparison now.
Yeah.
When you got stupid wide, or but and this one's just okay, sure. I'd rather be in there than at work. Yes.
Well, I'm sure you'd rather be anywhere but work, right?
I mean, All right. So, give me my theme song.
Want your theme song?
Yeah.
Station.
I gotta edit that. That's too long. So,
Stay.
so this guy
That's
built a
it.
battle station for his dad. Well, built a battle station with his dad.
Did he play Shower with Your Dad simulator on it?
Is that a dad joke? Now, it's a desk station, which is always pretty. That dad joke. It's always pretty cool to see a desk station.
Yeah.
He's got RGB, so that's always cool too. And then
Okay.
he's got some of his pops in the desk. So I mean, well, I know it's a Be Quiet cooler there. I don't know what board. I didn't read any of the specs. I just saw that and said, dude. I don't know if he said anything about it. I haven't read anything about it. Back to the top. So that's first station. And then my third station. No, second station.
I was about to be like, dang, you buzzing by these quick.
I mean, it's a little like basic bitch because you got the Lian Lee case, and the fucking IKEA desk, but I mean they matched this phone or whatever to the fucking wallpaper. I mean that's pretty dope.
Man, his desk is giant, man. Or maybe it's just the angle. I don't know.
It
like
doesn't. Yeah, that's what she said. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. That's not what she said. Now the turd station. Now, can you spot the only thing I don't like about this station?
I don't know. The speakers are on the desk?
No,
they have them raised?
I mean, that's tolerable. No, the only thing I don't like about this station is all those fucking icons.
Oh, you should definitely see Nate's. It's
No,
just like a garbage can just filled of icons on there.
Right, no, that's cool. I don't need that shit. But yeah. So we got a pupper, we got a nice desk, and then we got a desk setup. So I mean it's I don't know if I can pick a favorite.
No, I was gonna mention about that one. I know that monitor is curved, but for some reason it makes me feel like that monitor is like slanted or something.
I mean, it's the angle.
I'm sure
By
it
the way,
is.
my wife and I were watching a show last night, and basically they have three people say that they're somebody famous, and they try to guess which one's the real one and which ones are the fakers. And they had a blind guy saying he was a visual artist, and he was. He's a non-visual visual artist.
A non-visual visual artist.
Yeah, they showed him painting, and he's fucking got his eyes closed and his hands on the fucking thing. I was like, what? How the hell's that a thing?
Hmm.
Oh, he does it, but he's damn good too.
Well, I mean, you could always be doing abstract shit, even though he'll never.
Oh no, no, no,
see
no,
it.
no, 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 no. The thing he was doing was like, I don't know how he knew what he was doing because it was impressive, even coming from a person with eyes.
Was
And think
was he like touching it a lot or whatever? Because I mean, like if you're using like really thick paints, you
looked
could
like it
get
was
some
thick
texture
paint
to it.
though. It just looked like acrylic.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, he's really got to. He's probably got it so fine tuned where he knows exactly which point he's got his finger on. You know, like if you're like staying stationary or whatever. You know, because like you know how a lot of times like you can see your way in the dark, like at your house. You know basically where everything is, and it's most of the time you don't run into shit. He must have
oh,
like really good spatial awareness, you know, like from where he is, I guess.
hold on, I think I found the guy. I couldn't remember his name, but I just looked up blind artist. Let me scrub through to show some of his work here. It's not the black guy. Come on. I mean, I didn't watch this one, so I don't actually know.
Mm.
But, like, I'm assuming some of it he does by feel, but he has his friend fucking put a blindfold on his ass. He's like, see if you can do it. And his friend's like, I thought I could do it.
I mean, like, you kind of know what I'm talking about, though. Like, yeah, you know how like if you close your eyes and you try to touch your finger, your nose, most of the time you could get it, but sometimes you're a little bit off. He must be like really good at knowing where he is and where he's not. You know
Can you see that dog he fucking painted?
what? He's got
Shading,
colors and shit and stuff.
I mean,
too.
it's all color and there's like depth. Like it's like he colorized a fucking photograph. How do you do that? And like paintbrush in his mouth to be like, yeah, look at me. So
how is he in his normal life? Does he like have a seeing eye dog? Does he?
all right, there are an estimated 1.3. Yeah, he's got a seeing eye dog he's walking around with. Hold on. 1.3 million people in the U.S. are legally blind. John Brambit is one of them, and he's shockingly a painter. Is legally blind painter. He's in Texas, and painting after losing his sight in 2001 after a series of severe seizures. He found after a series of seizures, he fell into deep depression until he found painting. He managed to distinguish two different colors. He also feels his subjects in order to paint them. His art has been displayed in more than 30 countries. His subject of numerous media stories include a documentary that won several short film awards. So yeah. What? And yeah,
Well, legally blind, that's just a hard cutoff for, the state to be able to say that you're disabled or whatever. But you,
I mean, he's
there's gradations of how well you can see.
well in the on the show he was wearing fucking uh, sunglasses and had a seeing eye dog.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, like with me, I'm technically legally blind. It's just I have to get closer up to things,
yeah, he's so damn talented. I don't know what amount he can see. I mean, even for a sighted person to be able to do some of the shit he does is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But
He does a lot better job than most people with perfect vision.
right. I just thought that was cool. I wasn't trying to do a video of the week on it. I just showed that to you. Oh, hey, well,
Oh,
I
yeah.
said video of the week.
Well, we kind of forgot about that, didn't we?
Well, go hit the theme song.
It's not hide and seek. It's the video of the week.
Okay, so you got
You
a
gotta make that
three-parter
shorter
here.
too. No, I was messing.
What's your video about here, Ian?
Okay, well, it's a 3-parter thing here.
Oh, he made a guitar.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't he hasn't gotten done assembling yet. At least I haven't seen a video of his doing it, but basically he's doing
Making
it.
out of metal.
Yeah, well, it's a aluminum plate that he had CNC'd, and he's scratching it up to give it like a cool like flame kind of like surface
Yeah,
finish.
what he was doing with that grinder. A lot of guys that I know they do that and then they paint over it to give a candy texture on top of it. So when you see just the candy paint alone, usually has its own depth, and then when you see these waves and grooves underneath it, it looks really cool in the light.
Yeah, click on the next video to see him. It'll show he does green candy. It looks pretty cool. It just reminds me of like metallic flames,
Yeah, because it is metal. That's why they draw flames with the grinder.
Yeah, he tried to do it. He redid the thing like 5 times or 3 times. He said he tried to do it in blue. It didn't come out that good, and then he ended up going with green.
The way he tried purple.
Yeah. And then he did a fade on it, which I'm kind of on the fade because it kind of takes away from it. I think if you would have left it, you would have gotten more depth with the flames,
Yeah, I mean, that wave kind of, that's gonna have an orange peel to it. Those, see how it was all ripply?
Yeah.
That can start peeling. Literally, like they call that orange peel because it's got texture, and it can start peeling off. Like how a peel of an orange is bumpy.
Right.
If you sand it, you can make a lot of burnouts and shit in it.
Yeah, it's always interesting because you always get burnouts on the edges because that's where it's like the paint is like the thinnest usually is on the edge of.
Well, the paint's thin, and on a guitar, they're like the way that the parts rub against you. That's where like it's always going to do it. So you got to make it smooth in certain areas to contour to your body.
Yeah.
One of my favorite guitar players has a guitar that's actually his custom guitar is just a 1970s guitar flipped upside down. There are parts of it that aren't made to touch you because they're made to just poke out into the nothing, but they're right up against your chest. He's like, and while you're doing it, your heartbeat like reverberates into the wood and goes through the pickups. I was like, damn, that's crazy.
Dang. But yeah, he does like a lot of Stratocaster things on his channel. He's mainly like a It's like a painting and DIY kind of thing, but he also does a lot of guitar stuff.
I mean, yeah. Once you do a standard, and then you can tweak it and make it look better. He's not reinventing the wheel, no.
right now, is that what that would be? It'd be like a Stratocaster type of
Yes,
thing.
that is a standard Stratocaster headstock.
Now, what's he? He's still. I think he was still planning on doing an update where he puts all the the wiring and stuff and finishes it up. But like when that kind of custom thing is done, since he does it professionally with the paint and shit, what's something like that worth at the end of the day then?
Well, custom paint on anything really can up the value. And then if it's a complete one-off thing that he did himself, it can either make or break it. Like, oh, this jackoff made it himself. He turned it in an artisan and did crafts. Or if he bought a already expensive guitar and then put a custom paint job on top of it to, add to the value. Just like a car. If you bought a no-name car or if you build one from scratch, if it was already valuable and he's just adding to it, that'll, just bump it up. But if it was nothing and he made it awesome, I don't know. People will pay for whatever, guitars, I don't even know what the hell they go for nowadays. It's whatever you can get somebody to pay for it. Oh, tongue oil. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's lots of ways to oil shit, isn't there, man?
Well,
Oil and finish.
tongue oil is really good. I believe I think that's an emery fretboard. I think because it's darker color wood. Rosewood, I think maple, and I know emery is a darker wood. Some people even stain, like the cheap, shitty Chinese ones will stain the necks. You think that they're something they're not, and then you start playing and the color comes off. You're like, oh, this is that shit wood. Because anything looks nice in the veneer. Oh, here is oil on the back. Protect it and get some life into it so it's not dry and brittle. Oh, so he bought a kit. Okay. But like you said, he put stuff over top of it. Oh, okay. That's pretty dope.
I mean, I feel like that kind of thing after all that work, that would be going on like, you're putting a comma in the price there, huh?
Yeah, I mean, well, it depends. Because, like, you could put something in something and fuck it. Like how he's got all these cutouts and grooves. Van Halen built a lot of his first guitars because he had no fucking money. And they had a guitar that sounded great, and he cut a big chunk out of it to make it look more aesthetically pleasing and different. Fucking ruined the sound of that guitar because it took some of the wood away from it. So if you don't know what you're fucking doing, you can mess it up. So it made the car really cool, but it didn't run well after that. It could. One that just only does half of what it's supposed to do. I mean,
I just thought it was pretty interesting.
That's what the whole point of this series is on our show here.
Yeah. By the way, before you get into your video of the week, can you really show? I wanted to get your thoughts on that, man, with that thing where it looked like an alien life form growing in that computer.
Oh, so you're one to eat up my time. I see.
I was meaning to do it when we were doing the battle stations, but.
This is Kyle from Bitwit.
Well, you could just click on the picture that I showed you there, that I sent you in there.
Hold on.
I mean, look at that. This shit looks like some kind of like fungus or alien life form growing in that shit. I mean, it gets worse than that too. Especially the ones that were like smokers.
Smoker station.
I mean, it's definitely like reminds you of like those neckbeard nests,
Uh,
you know.
Shh, not while I'm boring. Okay. But yeah, that's gross.
I mean, it kind of surprises me because all of these look like they're like custom built or whatever, so they know what they're doing. They should.
Hey,
I'm
no.
assuming they know how to take care of them, unless if they were giving it to them. Somebody gave it to them, or it was a Dell or some shit for Meemaw.
Oh, um, I'm sorry. I have to step away for a brief moment. Do you mind
Sure,
conversing with the audience? I will be back momentarily.
sure,
Okay, I'll be right back.
okay. Um, let me see if I could do a. I think I'm gonna do a. I'll do. Um, I'll, let me see if I can screen share the shit. I'm gonna. Whoa. Okay. uh, yeah, no, I guess I might as well just go through the video and show you guys some of the
What's up,
grossest things here on this build. Let me see. Here we go. So yes, some of this shit is like, I mean, it's terrible. I mean, it's like, how is the computer even functioning with some of this shit, man? Uh, and what's crazy is some of like the wiring and shit. It has like dust and whatever crap like hanging off of them. It looks like barnacle. It looks like those, those sunken ships or whatever, where you see like the barnacles and stuff. It looks like stalactites, or I forget if stalactites are the ones that are hanging down, or if that was stalagmites. I forget. Um, yeah, they looked like those crazy like formate, like those formations or whatever. I forget. Uh, Let me see if I can find something where I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Yeah, like definitely. I don't even know how that computer hasn't blown up yet with that cooler. Uh, ugh. What is that in there, man? That's gross, dude. Oh my god. Look at his face. He's like, oh. Yeah, that's. Yeah, he was talking about in this one. It's weird because, like, you see, like, like, whatever these transistor caps or whatever, it goes from, like, clean to slowly, like, really gross on the right here. I don't know what's going on. Oh, wait, so. Yeah, he's still in there. Okay. Um. Yeah, it's the one I took the screenshot of. That's it. It looks like. Dude, you gotta tell. I mean, it's just like you just have like dust hanging off the cords and stuff, like dust bunnies and shit. Ugh. Actually, I wonder what's more ill, the IDE ribbon cables or the dust. It's probably the IDE cables. Um, yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah, this one was. I think this one was a smoker's one. Yeah, because it's like all yellow and stuff. All the dust is yellowed. That's what really makes shit gross. Is like, you ever walk into like a person that's like their place, and they're like a heavy smoker. You can see like the walls that are supposed to be white, but they're like sort of yellowish from all the nicotine and tar and shit. Yeah. Yeah, he was talking about the cooler with this here. Yeah, it's like it doesn't even know what. It's hard to tell what the color fan was even on there. I mean, besides like the blue, but like the frame of it or whatever. I mean, I'm assuming it was black, but with all that dust and shit, it looks like it's gray. But anyways, um, so what's been going on with you guys? You guys have a good Friday night? Staying cool. Here in Ohio, it wasn't as hot as it's normally been. It's been like 75, I think it got up to today. Only a couple days ago, it was like in the 90s. Hot as balls, man. Hot as balls. Uh, but yeah. Yeah, I wonder what was up with Frank. I hope everything's okay with him. uh, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I was just yeah, like I said before, guys. I was sorry about the we haven't uploaded anything for a while. I mean, I thought that I did like 4 or 5 episodes. Um, I mean, we were doing shows at least, like once a month or twice a month, or like maybe skipped like a few weeks or a month. But I mean, I was still trying to do episodes, if I found somebody that to do the show with me, cuz I don't know. I mean, I did do a show by myself. Maybe that was one of the ones that didn't get recorded. I don't know, cuz yeah, I usually try to I updated all the information and stuff, and I like each episode I usually try to tell you guys like what who's the hosts and guests on there, and uh like if it was me and Frank, or me, Frank, and Doug, or Benton, and I I haven't, like in order for me to tell that, usually I forget, so I have to go in through and play it, but and skip through the video. But I didn't see any ones where it was just me, so that might not got recorded.
Has returned.
Oh yeah, everything okay, buddy?
Yeah, I had to take my dogs out.
Oh.
And then I had to lock up downstairs.
All right.
But I was gonna show you something on Reddit I found. If I could find my profile real quick.
But yeah, I was just telling him like before with these setups, it almost looks like with some of like the cables hanging and stuff. You ever see like those sunken ships or whatever underwater? They have like those barnacles or stalactites hanging from everything, like from the metal. That's what it reminds me of. I forget, if it's hanging, is it a stalactite or a stalagmite? I forget.
Oh, I was freezing up. Same thing?
What'd you say?
I said I was freezing up. Are you still talking about the same thing?
Yeah, I was telling them about I was just going through different parts of the video and I was showing them some of the different builds he was going over, but no, I was saying it looks like the dust bunnies and stuff hanging from all the wires and everything. It reminds me of like those sunken ships underwater where it's like you have like the stalagmites hanging from shit or like the barnacles or whatever.
So this is on tech support Gore, okay?
Okay.
Zoom in. Customer, my PC is overheating. Now, first you look at, I was like, okay, well, got Corsair GS600. I don't know anything about that power supply, but whatever. Athlon 64, okay. I wonder why it's overheating. Then I look at the side panel. There's tape over the vents.
Oh.
Fucking people. Anyway, they wanted to keep the dust out. It's keeping it in at that point.
Yeah, go to the part that there's a part where like it shows like all the yellowish stuff. Like you could tell they were a smoker. Some of it, that shit looks like they just have like foam hanging over the whole thing, or it looks like a cloud. Yeah, there you go. Look at that shit. It looks like a dusty sheep just like rubbed all over that or something.
This looks like a lint filter.
Yeah.
Lint trap. Oh.
Ugh.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that. How is that computer not blowing up with all that shit on that cooler like that?
How is the dust just not like immediately coming out the fucking everywhere? Like, how do you even get that way?
I know, man.
Ew.
Yeah, and like I was saying, the fact that they're smokers too makes it way worse because it's like whenever you go into somebody's apartment that is like a heavy smoker, that shit just like leaches into everything,
And people say it doesn't affect electronics. That is bullshit because it's actually true. My old guitar, the potentiometer for the volume crackles and pops, and I brought it in, and every repair person and guitar aficionado I've had look at it has said, "Was this guitar in the house of a smoker?" I go, "Yes, my mother was a heavy smoker." There you go. It dirtied up and stopped fucking working. So, yeah. So now for my video of the week. Originally, I was going to go with a Linus video, and I'm still going to throw it in there because it's a Linus video. Throw up the one that I... Right.
Speaking of gaming...
Yeah. I don't know why it does this. Sometimes, like, shit loads super fast, and other times, like, wait, what?
I will say, as much as people make fun of him for his ads or whatever, at least he doesn't do that Raid Shadow Legends, which is like the worst game on the internet, on like the worst mobile game you could advertise.
Right. So in this one video, he has an old power bank that broke, and he loves it so much that he didn't want to buy a new one. He wanted to fix it. So he had one of his guys rig him up his own spot welder that runs off a car battery with a relay and a button. And it's a pretty informative video because he explains that it's like, when you go and get a car, factory, a lot of the welding there is robo spot welded. And it's very similar, but, he's like, I could have bought something from China, but no, they decided to fucking make it. So they did, and they showed the guy, making it, testing it out, using it, and it's classic Linus. Like, it's a little bit of information with a lot of on the spot what happens now. And you'll learn a little bit. It's learn from a guy like that, but you do. Because he follows the scientific method with everything. He tests, he tries, and what he says he doesn't know, he busts out, like, I don't know if it was, I think it was where he was working on his water cooling video. He brings out his old volt amp meter and all that, and it shows that he actually knows a little bit about what he's talking about. So it's interesting.
I like his home videos the most, like where he does shit to upgrade his home.
I like the videos that he's done in, during the COVID quarantine, where he's just at home doing things because he's not. He's just like, hey, here's some shit I'm doing. It proves, you could be a home YouTuber if you just happen to have a better camera and equipment.
Yeah.
It's all about the content. Now, this was going to be my video this morning. This video I'm about to show was not posted this morning, but I found it, and I said, oh my god. No, that's not the video. Come on. The video we were just watching. Get with the program. So, RTX Jesus. He talks about thermal take, which people either love or they hate, or they love to hate.
I have Thermaltake fans. I think that's the only thing I have from them, though.
He summarizes what, like, a lot of people understand about them, because he's had problems for 6 years with this company, and they do a conference call and show a new product, and he's like, no, that's crap. No. Like, you haven't seen this video, right?
No, I don't think I've seen that.
I highly encourage everyone to watch it, because it's very good, informative, and you go, Jesus, Steve really knows what the fuck he's talking about. Because they say it's 20% better for airflow or some shit. And he's like, well, wait a minute. How did you come to these numbers? And then the person in the conference call explains it. They say their math. He's like, okay, so you're taking this times that. And he's like, yeah. He's like, no, that's actually not going to work, because temperature is a bullshit construct variable that, unless it's 0 degrees Kelvin, doesn't matter. He's like, it's just to show human temperature. You can't divide, and he breaks down why their math was flawed. And I'm like, ooh. Show a clip of the conference call he does with the Thermaltake people. And basically, they're their own worst enemy. They have stuff that could be good, but they just don't care enough. I don't understand. So,
I haven't heard that much negative about Thermaltake, so that's kind of surprising.
Well, now, before they were thermal fake, I do remember when that thing was going around about them.
Mm. Well, yeah, and then now you have this thing with the Corsair block, water block.
Yeah, well, Thermaltake, like a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's cheap Chinese knockoff crap," and he's like, he flat out says in the video, they can come up with the design, they rush to get it to the market before it's actually good, and then by the time they decide to retool it and fix it and put it back out, everyone will think, "No, you guys are knocking off the other company that actually knocked off Thermaltake because they got it working." So it's a very good video. It made me go, "Oh, he's so funny." And he reads things flatly, but he has humor in there. He has and the sarcasm, and just astounds you. Like he astounds you with his knowledge and dazzles you with bullshit, as they say. And yeah,
Yeah. Well, he's definitely he could definitely be like a lot. He could. I respect him. He definitely could have sold out a lot harder. You know.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, he could have been. He probably could have been at Linus's level if he really wanted to, but
right. But he didn't want to. I mean, when I see a video of him and Wendell together, I get excited because I see two guys who know what the fuck they're doing, about to talk real shit.
yeah.
And I mean, a lot of their videos are literally just him reciting numbers and spreadsheets, so it's hard to watch. This is not one of those videos. I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I encourage everyone to watch it. I'm not saying for this to give you your opinions of Thermaltake. I've just known from what I've seen. Like I've seen those Thermaltake CPU blocks that are obviously plastic. I've seen those catch fire.
Shit, man.
And like in the one video, they have a RGB like a water cooled setup that includes your RAM, and they're like, okay, you can't include the actual temperature of the RAM improvement because it doesn't matter, but it's going to make it harder because your RAM spaced differently for every motherboard, and if it breaks, which ultimately it will because it will fail, when you go to replace it, it's going to be harder because they're not going to make it anymore. I mean, they've been a joke company for a while. I think it was LGR did a video, like a 90s or early 2000s cigarette lighter for a computer case that was made by fucking Thermaltake. And he's like, yeah, it's a cigarette lighter. I don't know why the hell you would want it, but...
Yeah.
So...
I just respect, Steve. I mean, even though, like you said, he does get kind of lengthy. Like I was watching the one about the, like the, I forget what. He did one about the power supply shortage or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he did another one about how I guess the power supplies are they're gonna switch over to, like 12-volt rails only. That was another thing I was meaning to do for news, but we weren't doing the show at the time. But yeah, he just goes into hardcore, and he's all about. He must have loved doing like pie charts and graphs and shit in school, probably.
Mm-hmm. He knows some data. He probably subscribes to that subreddit. Data is beautiful. But yes, if you want some numbers and some knowledge, feel like you learned something, turn this guy on. Oh my god. And it's good for your partner to fall asleep to, because my wife cannot sit through an entire video of his.
Yeah. Well, basically, you just got to jump to the end where he's like, so basically, it's okay.
I like the news things that they do where he gives a little, like, a timeline to show how far until the next part line to show you he's still talking about it for another 5 minutes. Anyway, so on to the next bit of snooze. Got the news theme?
It's a me.
It's me, a stupid story. Oh Jesus, that's white. Hold on.
Wah, wah,
I, I,
wah,
had,
wah.
I had to turn off Global Dark for YouTube, and now
Look at that. Like,
that,
I
that
can almost feel the heat.
dude,
Yeah,
that's
there you
what the
go.
that's after I clicked the Global Dark style.
Dude, after being like dark, everything, it's like hard for me to read anything with like white background anymore.
Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. It wasn't going. Like I hit the tab and nothing was darkened. Okay.
Yeah, I tried to show I mentioned how you can do it on your phone. You could go into developer mode and force the global dark, but I guess on some of the apps that you're using, you're saying it was fucking with the colors.
Well, like it would give you a white border around pictures, but if you go to their default like setting, then it wouldn't give you the border. So I
Yeah.
just turned it off because I don't know what sites have it one note. I don't feel like going to a site to find out I have to turn off developer mode. I'll just leave the shit off. I have what do they call that light setting? Ambient lighting or whatever on my phone. So if the room's bright, it'll darken and vice versa.
Well, because of my eyes, I use that accessibility
So
feature where you can invert the color or whatever on there. If you like triple click the the volume button or
oh,
something. But what's wrong with it?
the
They
fucking
don't let.
ad popped up, and I can't read. I can't get the X without unless I switch it back over to white. Okay, that's
Damn.
an asshole design thing. Anyway, smart home vendor Wink tells customers pay up or lose access to devices. Isn't that shitty?
Yeah, I originally saw this on their the LMG clips from Linus, their channel. Um, I like that, by the way, so you don't have to watch their whole fucking land show or whatever. That's like 3 hours long, and they
The
do
land
like
show?
short snippets from it.
I thought it was like an hour and a half.
Uh, I don't know. I know. I've been listening to that new tech talk that Barncleys does with his buddy from that Fugia Systems. Theirs is like 2 to 3 hours now, I think.
Well, what else is he gonna do?
Yeah.
So, so basically, they set up a deadline for you to subscribe to their opt-in bullshit. But according to this update, the harsh response from customers has prompted Wink to extend the deadline to opt-in subscription plan, but only by a week. Why even fucking do it?
Yeah, man. I just thought it'd be a good discussion piece because they're, like, I forget what do you have a Ring
Mm-hmm.
doorbell or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't know what other security things that you have in your house, but I mean, just to be able to use them, it would be it wouldn't it suck to have to pay like a subscription?
Well, some of them, like, you have to have a subscription for uh, recordings, but for
Yeah.
live video you don't. But that's you're not gonna always catch what the hell's happening when it's happening. If someone steals some shit, you gotta have that recording. But
Right.
is this saying that you can't if they're taking away your what stuff do they make here? Smart home stuff?
Yeah. Uh,
It's like after you outfit your house with the shit.
yeah, it's basically just to be able to use their whole ecosystem in general, I think.
Perhaps the good news is that the company says it's refusing to sell or monetize customers' data to offset the cost. However, many customers on Twitter say they're planning to ditch in the company. 1 week notice? I'll spend $200 on a new hub before giving you one more nickel, wrote a user. That's like my wife and I. If they tell us, oh no, you gotta do this, she's like, fuck it, I'll get rid of it.
Yeah, it says for $199 you can buy Wink's lockout or a lookout package, which bundles the company's main product, a smart home, hub. The device is capable of connecting to a wide variety of smart appliances, including light bulbs, electric outlets, and security cameras, offering customers easy access to manage them all. But yeah, so basically you'll have to fork that over and do a subscription too or something, I guess, you know.
Yeah, no. Also, by the way, since you're on from smart homes, you know who offers smart stuff? Amazon makes smart stuff, right? Like outlets and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so piggybacking into that, this quick article. This is one Amazon customer that Jeff Bezos is happy to lose. Amazon's CEO responded to hate mail on Instagram over the weekend. I'm not gonna read the whole thing here, but he got some hate mail and he posted it on Instagram, and it doesn't show the screenshot. Or wait, is there a link to it? I think I haven't read this since I saw it. Oh, screenshot of the email. Here we go. I'll zoom in here. This is from Dave Blank. He blanked out the guy's name and the thing that the guy said that was offensive.
Yeah.
To Jeff. Black Lives Matter. You are a perfect asshole. You obviously are not an idiot, or you wouldn't have the financial success that you have had. I was placing an order with your company when I discovered your statement on support of Black Lives Matter. Pledging support for a bunch of worthless N-words will ruin your company. White America is sick and tired of this N-word bullshit. I canceled my order, and I know for a fact I won't be the only one. Maintain your stance, and we will watch. And you will watch your profits decline, and we will watch your profits decline and laugh at it about it. My business relationship with you is over. Fuck you in the ass, you piece of shit. Dave, and then the guy's last name. So, he blacked out the N word and all that. Bezos said, "This sort of hate shouldn't be allowed to hide in the shadows. It's important to make it visible. This is just one example of the problem." So yeah, he doesn't mind losing that guy, because fuck him.
Yeah. Well,
I enjoyed that he posted that on Instagram, because you could say it's petty, but nah.
well, I mean, after that getting out, I mean, you wouldn't have to worry about him not using anything, because it's like he's not gonna be just banned from Amazon. He's gonna be banned from life.
Right. Like,
because somebody's probably gonna go after him.
Well, did you see those cops that, like, when the protesters were driving around, they were walking around, they were laying on the ground pretending to be George Floyd, and or choking him out, and one of them was actually a cop, and he was fucking fired.
Oh shit!
Like, dude, do you not realize how cameras work? You may have a political belief or opinion. Usually, your boss does not. So, I mean, I don't understand. I don't know. So yeah, I just want to sneak that in there. But now you got hardware news, which is, I'm surprised we haven't been gushing about this one. Excuse me. So 3080, 3090 leaks.
Yeah, so my question is the 3090, are they going to do a 3090 Ti Titan X
Did you
little
see,
P?
Did
1660?
Did you see Jay's speculative video?
I have it bookmarked on there, but I haven't gotten to it yet.
Maybe the 90 is going to be the higher end card anyway. And he doesn't know if they'll do Ti or if they'll just forego it. And like, the 80 will be the lower tier, and then the 90 will be higher, maybe.
Well, like, I'd rather just see them do instead of doing a 2080 Super or whatever, I'd rather see them do a 2850, and then because that's what it basically is, right? Is a halfway jump between the next line.
Well, like he was saying, he would like to see a linear, like a straight product launch instead of you release
Yeah.
the 2080, then the 2080 Super, and then some fucking else. Don't dick over people 2 months after they buy it.
Oh,
You
you
know,
mean like when they're like, yeah, release like a Super right after you bought the thing?
right? I mean, AMD does the same shit, but like, where this is supposed to be the higher end cards, the lower tier. So I don't know.
Dude, that 3090 is, if that's gonna be like basically what the 2080 Ti was, that's basically that shit's gonna be like $3,000 or something, just based on the trend of the pricing of these
he was
cards, man.
he was giving his presumed price estimates on what he thinks things will go for, because they were saying the 3090 will have a certain uh, all these different cores, like the ray tracing cores, the tensor cores, sort of. And he says that's going to be an overheating monster. He's like, I don't know how they're going to do it. Um,
Well, what did he say the 3090 might cost?
Dude, I don't fucking know. It's like a 30-minute talking head video.
Uh,
Here's what we know. Here's what we've been told to assume, and here's what my guesses are. Is what his video is. So watch that shit. I don't know, but like here's a article I threw up because it's about the heat sinks and shit. Like what the rumored coolers look like.
yeah, so that. Well, the one that I had looked like an X or something. Where it had.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, that thing.
Well, like these are just the heat sinks, the pipes.
Right.
But yeah, it looks like it'll be an intake on the bottom and exhausting out the top.
Yeah, now, what are your thoughts on this thing here?
I'm sorry, as beautiful as it probably is and as amazing as it performs, I'm not going to use a stock cooler. I'm not going to use the non-aftermarket card anyway because it's probably going to be gimped, and I probably will water cool if I do buy this product line. If it's not priced,
Well,
stupid high priced.
see, you say as beautiful as it is. I don't think it's that beautiful because it's like, I think I did see Jay's video. I forget, but he was. I think he was saying that it wasn't like that visually balanced or whatever. Because it's like
It's
we're going back to the
asymmetrical.
old days where it's asymmetrical, and it's like we're going back to the old days where it's just the blower style, just one fan. At least that's what it looks like. But they have it reversed on the back. There's a thing on the back. I mean, I wish that they would have gone, because I remember people were speculating that it was going to be they were going to switch to a triple fan like all the AIBs do.
Or like AMD even fucking did.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I mean, it's not. It's gotta cool better than a blower style fan because it's blowing through the entirety of the card, not just in one spot.
Well,
Like
why couldn't they just do like two fans on the front end and then the opposite two on the back? Then it'd be like perfectly symmetrical. Then do like a push pull, I guess. I don't know.
Because that's probably not what they were going for. It probably they'll probably have a fucking video when they launch the damn thing. If you look at it, it flows through this certain pipe channel and goes through the middle and then does the magic. It just works. It'll probably it probably is functional. In my opinion, this will probably be like a Noctua fan where it will grow to like it because it's functional, even though it's ugly. Or did they think this would work?
Yeah.
So
Well,
I mean,
if they were to do
made
four
the top.
fans, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was just saying, it. They probably were. They probably try to save on fans, like the price of fans, because they were saying that this thing, just with 2 fans in there, it's already costing like $150 just for this thing.
Just for the heat sink.
Yeah.
So that's this thing that I was posting.
Yeah.
I mean, the argument before with the 90 series of the original cards was Jay's argument was, well, the 90 series were not only very powerful cards, they were dual GPU PCBs. So doubt this thing's gonna have 2 GPUs on it. But I mean, if it does, oh my god, I can see how they would get those fucking numbers because it's 2 chips.
Well, yeah. What did this go over the numbers on there? Because I remember like a few weeks back, or what, maybe like a month back. I forget, but they were talking about it. At least to like I think up to the 3080 or whatever, because this was before everybody knew there was going to be a 3090, but they were saying it was going to be like 40% faster or whatever, and there was like other improvements, but they weren't going to give these cards like a whole lot more like ray tracing cores, I think.
I have no idea.
Do some figures for us, Steve.
No. It ultimately, we don't fucking know.
Well, I think they were saying the 3090 was going to have like 24 gigs or something. I mean, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
I mean, this render here, I assume this is a render. I only see 1 HDMI and I guess that's a USB-C. I don't know.
Well, say if these cards are only like a little bit, like marginally more expensive, like are you gonna stick with the same kind of tier as you have now, or are you gonna save up for a card that's probably gonna be even more expensive than the 2080 Ti?
So I'm planning on getting another monitor next because I want that high refresh rate.
Yeah. But you still want to keep your current monitor, right?
I mean, I'm not gonna throw it away, no.
Are you gonna like put aside your least favorite monitor or something until you get a better card?
Well, my one monitor that's not an LG monitor, I want to take it out of rotation. Because the next monitor, I want to get a 38-inch LG. Because, I mean, tell me that's not a dope idea. And then, I'm going to try to run it on what I have. Feel like it can handle it. I'm going to hang back because if I step up to whatever the hell they've got coming, it's, like you said, it's going to be in a different price bracket. So that's going to be next Christmas's money. Well, because also, think about it. Like I said, I'm not going to buy anything except the add-in board partners. So I'll have to wait until those get launched anyway. So if these come out in earliest is October, probably around Christmas time, they're not going to be available at Christmas time. And all that you're going to get is the Ugly Founder series. So you can wait 6 months, and then the AIB cards will show up. So by next summer, they'll probably launch prices may drop. Availability by that Christmas, who knows? So I say by next January, I'll know if I need to get a 3080 Ti, 3090 Ti, or just 2080 Ti. I don't want to go down. If I'm gonna buy a card just to support a better gaming monitor, I might as well go up.
Yeah, they were saying maybe they'll do a 3050. You're gonna do a 3050 little P.
Volta. I mean, plus we don't know this whole mock-up, the Ampere thing, the technology. Like they said, it very well could just fucking be like Volta wasn't even a commercial graphics card, and then the thing that came after was better.
Yeah. I definitely. I wish I would have waited a little bit before I got my card. I was just excited to get it, but I definitely paid the tax because you paid like $100 or $150 less than I paid, and yeah, I paid for that RTX tax, man.
Right. Well, I got an open box card. I mean, my card they even have cheaper, but.
Oh, you got an open box card? I did not know that.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Oh no, I let them lube it up, man.
You took it up the Hershey Highway, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole early adopter thing. I knew I wanted Asus from the get-go because I wanted to match my board, but I don't really want to go back so far backwards that I would go back into the 10 series. I would do the 20 series if the discount was cheap enough. Handle it. I don't think gaming on a 1440, 144 hertz monitor. I don't think a 2080 Ti is just going to be enough.
Yeah, I tell you, man.
That's upside down.
Oh, is it? Yeah, the 2070 Super. It was like 530 or something like that, I think.
Really? That's damn near a 2080.
Well, it's basically the same as it's a couple frame rates underneath it, I guess. So,
but anyway,
it's basically the same thing. It's too bad I can't SLI them, but
it's dead anyway. Was it? Jay said, yeah, it's really dead at this point unless you want to do the RIP GN and RIP J. That's all it's for.
Yeah.
And I have one more tech article that's not about gaming. The Vivaldi browser now has a built-in word processor.
What?
Ever wished a web browser had a built-in word processor? Of course not, but the VODs behind Vivaldi have gone and added one anyway. Okay, I'll admit I'm being a little facetious when I call it a word processor, but it's not a million miles removed from being one. See, the latest version of the extraordinarily well-featured Vivaldi browser maxes out its native note-taking tool with some neat new tricks, including a slick visual editor manager. I mean, yeah. We're talking rich text formatting with support for images, links, and other attachments, text search, word count, and even has a full-screen distraction-free typing mode. No extensions and no third-party apps are required to use the top-tier notepad, as it's available out of the box in the latest update and accessible from any web page you're reading. That's pretty wild, isn't it?
Yeah. When am I going to get my Vivaldi OS on my Vivaldi book?
I was happy when they came out with the Android version, so I was able to, check out. Oh, by the way, while I was downstairs, I grabbed myself a Maui Burst because I figured I was going to be thirsty.
How are those? Pretty good.
Pineapple juice, and it tastes like pineapple juice to me. Some people say it's too fake, but whatever. All right, on to the gaming news.
What news?
Gaming.
Speaking of gaming.
Yeah,
Right.
that's right.
PS5 SSD has zero chance of being utilized by third-party developers.
Yeah, so this was another topic that you wanted to talk about in general was the PlayStation 5, which I was kind of surprised about because last week you really didn't seem that interested in like any of the controversy around it.
Let me clear this up. I don't care about the PS5, but our audience is a bunch of gamers,
Yeah.
and a good chunk of them give a shit. People
Yeah.
at my work, girls at my work, were talking about the PS5. They were asking me, "Hey Franklin, do you know when it's coming out?" And Franklin said, "No, I don't give a shit. I put a bunch of money into a computer. I don't give a shit." Now, hold on,
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a f.
okay. But no, like, as much money as I have into it, I'm already balls deep in the ecosystem of computer games. My buddy from work, Mark, his PS4 blew up a couple months ago. Months shy of the launch of the PS5. But he said, fuck it. And I said, well, how do you feel about the PS5? He's like, I don't buy first, new generation consoles. I was like, yeah. Crap can go wrong with it.
Right.
I haven't bought a PlayStation since 2. The only thing that was interesting about the 3 was, hey, you can have a Blu-ray player, because people didn't have Blu-ray players at home at first.
Right.
He was what you had on Blu-ray?
What did you say?
I said, remember when 1080 was all that you would get on Blu-ray?
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, man, look at that high definition. I mean,
Yeah.
Like I said, people at my work were talking about it. They're like, my kids can get the, whatever, the Switch or whatever. They're like, this is for me. And I'm like, I don't care. I can't use a controller. I have a controller. I only use it for platformers and shit where you need it.
Well, I mean, I feel like if you were to get a console, you would probably end up just staying within the Microsoft,
That's the other thing, yeah. I'm so deep into Microsoft that, like, a lot of stuff I have could be cross-play or, like, it wouldn't take much to switch over. Microsoft console companion sometimes to talk, but then we stopped, really, and we kind of switched up to Discord. But it's, I mean, they make the games, they make the OS. Also, I think I told you when I was talking to Floyd, he's like, dude, I've owned every Xbox. I don't think I need the new one. And he didn't know how to feel about it. And I'm like, hey. He's like, yeah, I know you're loving that. I go, yeah.
Went to the dark side.
Right. Oh, he has a 2080 Super. And what is it, 3900X or whatever the larger desktop Ryzen is? Why would he need a fucking Xbox?
Right.
He's got that Gen 4 NVMe, the one that what's his name? Logan reviewed on Tech Syndicate, the one that comes with a heatsink.
Yeah.
He bought one of those, not the Corsair, but the Sabrent or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got one of those. So, not the new one that he reviewed. The new one that Logan reviewed is only Gen 3, but it's 8 terabyte, $1,400 fucking dollars. But
oh yeah, yeah. A lot of the new third gen Ryzen, like the motherboards are just like you could spend $1,000 just on that. And it's not even Threadripper,
Right now, what what is your thoughts on this whole concept. You were saying about the SSD and developers.
Yeah. So, what do you remember what we were talking about last week?
Well, that they were gonna do. Linus had misquoted the guy and said that the guy said it was going to be the fastest, and the guy said, "I never said it was going to be the fastest." And Linus says, "Okay, I'm full of shit."
Well, he was basically
Here's-
saying, I guess since they're doing their own custom like controllers and stuff for the memory and the like how the SSD like caches everything. I guess it was going to be more efficient than like whatever kind of performance or whatever you could get with an SSD on the computer.
But the developers aren't going to fucking utilize it.
Right, but yeah, and that's what brings us to this article is that that the loading times aren't going to be as spectacular as they were basically claiming to be, at least for the third-party games. But I mean, if you wanted that kind of performance or like short loading times or quick loading times or whatever, you would have to, get it like a first-party title, like like The Last of Us 2 that they're trying to push so heavily on everybody.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a good game, but I mean, I don't know.
Is there any? Excuse me. Are there any exclusives that you give a fuck about for PlayStation? Neither of us are Doug.
Yeah, this definitely is a Doug discussion. There was a like a samurai game or whatever. I remember that looked pretty cool. That looked pretty realistic, and they had the Spider-Man, which those look pretty cool. But I don't know. I mean, there's not a whole lot on the PlayStation that I just really have to have. What about you? I mean,
What is their exclusive? They got that guy who's like the male Tomb Raider. What the hell is that guy's name? Nathan Drake.
Uncharted.
Yeah, they got that. Then what?
Exactly.
Right.
You got Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, really? Is he their Mario?
Yeah.
It's me, Mario.
But go back to the what was the article that you had up? Because we were talking about ugly designs and stuff, and I was just like, I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised because they've been kind of liberal with the design. They try to get really artsy with their design, I guess Sony does with their consoles. But I was like, ugh.
This looks like a cheap, like shitty, like. Well,
like,
okay.
Frank's the first thing he's like, this looks like a cheap ass.
Well, okay. This looks like either a knockoff of the PlayStation 5, like you remember when they had those e-sports systems that are like make sure Nana think that she's buying you the Wii Fit plastic box and a fucking tennis racket.
Yeah.
Or like you buy the actual controllers, chargers for the wireless controllers, so now you got to go out and you get this shitty fucking charger. That's what this looks like. This looks like something that's not meant to be nice.
Well, it definitely looks like you ever
to.
see like those what is it, like those $30 or even $20 like on sale like computer cases.
Yeah.
That's like, or like those black and white mouse with like a little LED on it or something.
Yeah.
It's like looks really flashy and tacky. I mean,
Probably,
they said
yeah.
you're supposed to, I don't even know how it would, but they said that you're supposed to stand it on its side if you want to have it go horizontally, but, like in a normal, home theater system or whatever, but.
I don't know. Like, it just looks cheap and tacky.
They refuse. They won't. The artists that designed this thing or designers or whatever, they will not be contained to nice, sleek looking box that's supposed to go in your entertainment center. They want like a sculpture, you know?
It looks like those lame early Alienware cases
Yeah.
with like sharp, jagged edges just for the sake of having sharp, jagged edges some fucking where.
It's
That
supposed to
don't
look like a
actually,
UFO or you know, like a
and when they stop working, you can't take it out and just replace them.
right.
I mean, I don't know. And then,
I mean
oh,
the good thing was I guess they were supposed to have wasn't that supposed to be like the big Navi in there or something?
that was the other thing. They were like, "Oh, how is this gonna compete with or how's the 3080 gonna compete with Big Navi?" Well, they said there's something else gonna come out then.
Hmm.
So I don't even know. I don't know. Basically,
Well, you had articles about the PS5, right?
This is it. Because the big reveal was that look, they unveiled the piece of shit, and it's ugly, it's hideous.
Well, what do you think
For
about
the thumbnail,
the controllers? What do you think about that? Because it's like a touch screen in the middle where you're gonna have to look
I
down
mean,
or something.
they've been a touch pad in the middle,
Uh,
but like the buttons even look like they're touch pads. Like, are you gonna like look at them? I mean, I
you
don't get it.
you got to be like that blind guy, Frank. You just know
Oh,
where you're
okay.
pushing.
Now before you hop into, I got one more techie. I want to call it what WTF, but it's a Google story.
I'm just waiting for them to make like gel displays or something that could displace the screen. You know, like
So
make buttons and shit on there.
right, so fucking Google.
Fucking Google. That's what we should call this episode. Fucking Google.
So Google Play Music will cease to be a thing later this year, and
Oh
will be
yeah.
replaced by YouTube Music. So basically, if you already have fucking Google Play music, transfer it to fucking YouTube Music, or you fucking lose it forever. Apparently.
Now is
So I
this
don't
what
even.
you have? Because I thought you had YouTube Music.
Well, I don't use the YouTube. The YouTube Music is bullshit. Like, it's a separate app, and I don't even know how the hell it works. I'd like to just I get on regular YouTube and I look up the fucking song I want, and either somebody upload it. Available. I don't know if like YouTube Music is like actual artist sponsored bullshit, because then you don't find anything.
Yeah.
And now, so I didn't care. Now, like when I had Red at the time, it was called Red. Then it was Premium. You got Google Music free. And I don't know if I had any songs with it, but they might be fucking gone. And I'm gonna have to do this bullshit before they're fucking gone forever.
Bullshit!
Why do they gotta keep changing stuff, and then as soon as something works, they get rid of it? I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Or they either get rid of it as soon as it starts working, or they just leave it and don't do anything with it, and you don't know why it's not supported anymore, and shit stops working.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that I was getting pissed off with, because, like, you know, YouTube, they're changing all their shit around, like the streaming and everything. Like you said, it's like in a transition period over 4 years, and they like change shit around all the time, man.
Right. How many chat apps do they have? They got another one now, Google Meet, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and I missed the gaming article, by the way.
Oh
Not
yeah.
really.
Also, before you go on to that, the one thing that
No.
I should say that is,
No.
yeah, it's a pain in the ass to transfer that shit too. Like, you have to go through all these steps to transfer your music or whatever, right?
No. I'm not gonna do it. I might have shit. I'm just gonna lose it. Fuck it. I don't care. So, Twitch streamers hit with DMCA claims. Copyright
Yeah.
infringement issues have always been a concern for content creators. While communities try their best to keep them in check, sometimes things get out of hand. Hit with waves of DMCA claims against clips recently. As long as Twitch meets specific requirements, he grants protection from copyright infringement liabilities. The due conditions have been a company taking down such content and issuing a ban on repeat offenders. Which is obliged to follow the rules, and hence it will be coming up with updated terms of service for its users. As of now, the platform claims that its guidelines for music haven't been changed. Apparently, the use of music in videos leading said post would mean removing more than 100,000 posts. I mean, the reason people were using Twitch was because you could play music, and then in your older ones, that part would just be muted. But apparently they're not doing that, and you're getting fucking copyright claim. YouTubers seeing Twitch streamers talk about DMCA. First time?
Yeah. And you hear a lot of this drama too nowadays with all these different streamers and YouTubers that are they like copyright strike each other all the time, and like they have to prove that they're using it for fair use or whatever,
Right.
And now I guess the new thing is people go after each other's sponsors and shit too.
Alright. Let's talk about some actual cool shit, though. Hold on.
Cool shit.
So UCI-led team designs carbon nanostructure stronger than diamonds.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so basically they were printing out these, like atom scale designs, like these patterns or whatever that basically makes them harder than diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like all the, like the crystalline structure, basically, there was a video on it sort of explaining it, that it's the actual shape of the, like how the atoms and shit are, like the carbon atoms are arranged on there that gives it its strength and, toughness or whatever. Because there's different ways you could arrange things into, they have those graphene sheets or whatever now that are like an atom thick, and they're like arranged in a pattern that makes them super strong, or like those carbon nanotubes. That's another big buzzword, I guess, or a term. They're arranged in like a cylinder shape, and so it's basically like, you ever play with those Kinects when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah. And basically, like, it's kind of like that, like you make a pattern of things that gives it like a rigidity,
Huh.
Yeah. So, and they were saying basically from their calculations, this basically, like, the structure that they have, if you I think if you scroll down, there might be more pictures. I forget.
Nope.
But they
Nope.
basically that, like, it's kind of like I don't know, like a cubic kind of like diamond kind of pattern. I could link in the video that they show you like a slice, like slicing through the model or whatever. But the researchers basically found that this shape and structure at the atomic level is like the best that you can get as far as hardness. Basically, just like arranging carbon atoms,
Mm-hmm. Huh.
Yeah.
So is it like a 3D printing, or are they just arranging them? I don't, how they?
Yeah, I think it's a machine that like prints it out somehow.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's on a very tiny, like, small scale. Like, it'll be a very long time before they could scale it up and do anything useful for this. It's another one of those type of hype articles for science, you know.
Mm-hmm. For science.
Weird
You
science.
blinded me. You blinded me with science.
Yeah.
Wow, that's wild. Okay. And then you got a what the fuck story.
Yep.
Get to that screen. Okay. Reachers have found a way to listen in on your conversations using light bulb vibrations. What?
Yeah. Yeah, we need a tinfoil hat drop, man.
Okay, I don't even want to know the science behind it. I'm just gonna go, sure, why not? I mean, I think it's probably at this point, it's easier just to tap into our fucking phones.
Yeah. Well, it says
But
they've they've come up with a way to listen in on a room even at long distances using less than $1,000 worth of equipment that's able to measure subtle light changes in a room caused by sound waves vibrating a light bulb.
nice, thanks. We
It's
needed
kind of
that.
like that. Remember we did that article a long time ago where they could tell what you're typing on your keyboard just from the sound or whatever.
Yeah.
But the article goes on to state there's several different ways of like being able to bug a person's room from a distance. Like you can actually shine a laser through the window to be able to like somehow through the light frequency it's able to act as like a microphone somehow. I don't know exactly how that works, but I guess it's feasible. The problem with that is obviously you're going to see a laser dot then in your window, right?
Now the thing is the 5G rays are gonna cause the COVID. That's what it is. I know a
Yeah,
guy
that's the
who
next
says
article.
I know a guy who says that he seriously has a family member that thinks that Obama is the shape-shifting lizard man.
Yeah, that's the whole thing with the like the Alex Jones and everything, you know.
Your last article?
Yeah, like I said,
Okay.
I kept it to basically one article of each thing. You know, I had a tech, internet, hardware, gaming.
Gaming.
What the
Well,
fuck?
here's my what the fuck. 3D printed Lamborghini goes for first spin.
What?
Oh, hold on. Another no, thank you. I don't want to subscribe. Okay. Remember the 3D printed Lamborghini story? Apparently, this is not the first time. Since, including Lamborghini swapping it for a real one and a pandemic. However, Sterling Backus never stopped working on the project. Actually, can you think of anything better to do during a lockdown? And now he's taking the beast, whose official name is the 3D printed Interceptor, out for a spin. Of course, it's still very much a work in progress, with campaigning and details still to be added. And yet you can certainly see that it is coming together impressively well, especially if you consider this has all been, and misspelled been, assembled in a garage using desktop 3D printers for many of the parts. Check it out.
Desktop 3D printers.
And this is a video.
So like, how much of the car is actually printed?
I don't know.
Because I mean, you'd be like, the car is 3D printed, but the wheels are 3D printed. We still had to get leather seats and everything.
I mean, the steering wheel looked to be a real deal, but I don't know. I mean, it's pretty cool because just flat black there, it looks like Batman.
Right. Well, as
It's
far
got-
as I know, like home desktop 3D printers, you can print out plastic and rubber, and that's basically it. I mean, they have like industrial, like metal 3D printers. That's what I kind of assumed that they were using is more on the industrial side, but
Well, I mean, a lot of like body panels of a car are just fiberglass.
yeah.
So I don't know. And then I threw in a video that I was going to do for video of the week, but since I had this story, I wanted to include it, and I figured you would get a kick out of it. You might check it out later when we're done here. Um, right here. So this guy made an RGB logo for his for his YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, I did check this out. I'm surprised this wasn't your video of the week.
Well, I just saw it and I thought it was cool, but like I said, after seeing that the Linus video and then the Thermaltake video, I felt like just throwing this to the wayside. Now, this is kind of cool though. He like talks about the technique he was using because see, he made it like reflective.
Yeah, see, I was thinking about getting that because you could get that kind of film. I was thinking about putting that on the window glass of my tower.
Now he used a filament that's a wood that you can sand and stain like real wood.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know that was a fucking thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
I mean, it's impressive.
A wood?
Yeah. He's like, I'm giving this one away because he had to make one just for the video.
Well, if you had somebody 3D print that out for you, would you even attempt just to do the wiring?
I mean, I wouldn't do the soldering or nothing. No, I'd use a pre-wired piece and then just stick it in there and bunch up and cable manage the rest. I'm more comfortable with cable management. I will burn and melt shit, especially if I'm doing soldering near anything important. Trust myself.
Plus, you gotta have a super steady hand. You can't just like manhandle that shit, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I really, really focus, I can. Because I do the striping and stuff. I can, but I'm fucking lazy. If there's a way I can avoid it, I'll just fucking avoid it.
Yeah.
It's like I could either totally do an exact custom job and solder and blind myself and get cancer breathing in the smoke. Some poor Chinese guy gave himself cancer for and stuff it in there and hide, which you're going to hide the rest behind shit anyway. Black tape and all that. You're not going to see it.
Yeah. Well, my only thing is I feel is kind of excessive is like, or I don't know, is like what he's doing there with the Arduino, because like I would do everything there except for the Arduino thing. I don't know if I want to get into that shit because I mean you can get, like remote control, or even like I got is a Wi-Fi unit where you could control it over Wi-Fi. So it's basically like a thing that you just have to plug your addressable strip into. He's actually trying to wire it up and then he like puts code on that little Raspberry Pi thing. That's like way too involved for me, man.
I mean, all you really need is a remote control, or like you said, plug it into your phone.
Yeah.
Because then you can control it on the fly. You don't got to have a written code.
Yeah.
If you have you could even hook it up to a smart controller.
Well, couldn't he have just gotten like a really long cable? Because he puts it through his wall, right?
I don't know. I didn't watch all of it. I just thought you would enjoy it.
Yeah, it looked like he had the logo up on his wall. Yeah, you don't see any wires or anything. I would have just done a long cable. Had to go to your computer tower.
I mean, it's cool. He doesn't know anything about 3D modeling, so he just threw this in here.
Heck, if you're happy with the rainbow effect, you could wire that just to like the power connectors. Like if you snip off a part of like a USB cable and you wire that to the power of the USB, you could have it plugged into the USB of your computer if you're just happy with no control and you just leave it on the default rainbow vomit or whatever.
Oh,
at least I believe you can. I haven't tested it yet.
Oh, look, he made a giant LED panel ceiling. He did a fucking RGB apartment. There you go, Ian.
Yeah, I got to check out more of his videos.
I figured you'd be like, oh, damn. 3D printing, RGB house, all right.
Yeah. Well, I just see a lot of the potential with the 3D printing and like the doing mods and stuff with your computer.
Right. One last thing before we finish up the show. I saw this I subscribe to the subreddit of game collecting because I enjoy seeing people buy original hardware just to have it because I do too. But
Yeah.
this fucking thing here, this guy was like, hold on, zoom hands. He made a console cabinet. Now, as you can see, there's a TV and a cabinet with all these consoles underneath, right?
Right.
Here's the fucking back of that beast.
Oh my god.
And he's not even done. He's going to rig it up so when you turn on one of the consoles, whichever one is on, color. He's got an Arduino. He's got all this. I said, yeah, I'm not confident enough for all this. I appreciate it, but if I were to ever attempt something like this, consoles in the, in the little cubbies, and then use an emulator to run everything because that's way too involved. Like someone asked him, they're like, "Why do you have two Wii's?" And he's like, "Well, they both have uh, uh, to them so that the games are in there, but you're limited to how many games you can store." So he had half of his library on one Wii and half on another.
Hmm.
I mean, look at all the surge protectors and shit.
Yeah. Dude, you would just give up on that shit, man, trying to manage it.
Well, I mean, he's got. Look, he had to have a router or a switch or something right in the middle, just because there's two Wii connectors right there. There's Xbox, I think, is in there, and PlayStation. I mean, that's just too fucking much, dude. I can't. No. I get pissed off when I have to plug in an adapter to screw it into the back of a TV.
At that point, you might as well do what Linus did. Do you remember when they did think they took out all the guts out of because they had like an Xbox One and PlayStation in like the same computer case as the computer.
I mean,
You might as well take out all the guts and just have like one giant like box of the different consoles wired together.
LEDs are individually addressable LEDs. Shine through a hole that is turned on. He's gonna have to move it too because he said he's gonna eventually change where it's located, so everything's gonna be higher. So he's gonna have to change where the LED is so it doesn't fucking blind him.
Yeah.
But he has a HDMI switching is automatic and upscales to 4K. TV is a 4K 84-inch smartboard. Join boxes are Xbox One X and PS. Oh, or so for the Xbox One X and PS. So he doesn't have the PS5, obviously. All wires are hidden behind the back with a 3-inch space you can push to the wall. Power is applied to the cabinet using a Z-Wave adapter that I've added a manual arcade button to so that on the side of the cabinet it lights up as well. That's just too fucking much. I'm sure it looks dope as hell, but oh my god.
Yeah,
And
there's
then turn
no
off.
way you would have patience for that shit.
You have a friend over and you're like, all right, man, turn the TVs off or turn the video games off. How do I turn this fucking light off, man? It's lighting up your whole living room. And like, can you imagine? Oh, you got to scoot the whole thing over and Is this in front of the fucking TV? I mean, or just under it? I mean, so every time you want to get back there, you've had to unplug something from the back of your TV.
Oh, yeah.
Like, as big bitch as it is to get something for a wall mounted TV, you got, oh man, the fucking Xbox is unplugged. You got to switch it up. Can you imagine pulling this son of a bitch up with this 80-something inch TV and find, oh, no.
Dude, what's the controller situation? How does he do that?
I mean, a lot of shit's wireless now.
Yeah.
I don't know what he does for the older stuff. He probably just has one controller sitting on the shelf with the, I don't know.
Well,
it's amazing, and I give him kudos, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't have the patience for it. Would you say that the water loop that you just, your custom loop that you just got done doing, has that been like the most like involved and complicated thing you've done for like years and years or something?
I mean, aside from building and redoing a car from scratch,
Sure. Aside from that,
I mean, and that's been a. Well, actually, yeah, almost 20 years. I've had it since '02.
yeah.
It's had 3 engines in it.
But how long did that take you to work on?
I mean, I got it, and I had it painted right after I bought it, and then I blew the motor up the first year I had it. Work in progress. It's not 50% done, but it takes me time because especially a car you can't sit out in the heat and want to fucking work on it. You've got to lay out a plan. I block out an entire fucking day because I'm not going to crawl in and try and get something done in a half hour because I know. And yeah, I mean, like I said, the computer was my own project because it was mine. You know, that's other than personal reasons of I need to not do the show for a while. It was one of the reasons I didn't do the show. Not the reason, but
Yeah.
I'm not doing something. I'm not rushing this fucking thing. It's done when I say it's done. Because
Yeah.
I'm at the end of the day, I'm not crawling back in the son bitch and having to mess with stuff. There are a few things I want to fix, but they're things I can do as it is now. I don't got to pick it up and shake it around.
Right.
I wanted to get everything buttoned up before I even put on that pedestal to fill it up because it's once it's full, you can't spin it around. It's not on a lazy Susan.
Yeah. Yeah. But after you got done with this, do you think you're comfortable with working up to a hard?
Not doing hard tubing. That's stupid. Hard tubing is just like, oh, that looks great. Oh, now I want to adjust something. Oh, wait, I can't. I have to take it all apart.
Well, I think I've seen. Was it Linus?
No.
Or whatever? You did like it was a hybrid where it was like hard in the front, soft in the back.
Look in the front, poke her in the mirror.
Yeah.
No. Soft tubing is for maintenance because you can change your entire motherboard and not drain your loop.
Yeah, you just have to lift the CPU block off, right, and then move that
Right?
aside.
Yeah. I mean, I switched my CPU. Granted, I did drain my loop, but that's because it had a leak, so it didn't have water anyway. I didn't disconnect anything. I lifted the thing up. I cleaned the stuff off it. Well, I didn't even have paste on it anymore. I had the pad. I ripped the corner of the pad too. That was something I was worried about fucking up.
Oh, what happened with that, man? Yeah, I heard those things will like rip real easy. I guess people are complaining about.
Yes. Well, because you put it down and you're torquing it down by hand, because it's just thumb screws, and you think you got it in there, and when you're pressing it, think about it. You're tightening a corner, and you're pushing it down with your hand. That's twisting it.
Yeah.
So even if you don't think you are, if you're not in the exact hole, not lined up 100%, it's the edges are under tension, and they're fucking tissue paper.
Yeah, you got to do it a specific order too, right? With the thread.
Well, you want to. Well, I mean, no, because you're thinking to actually lock the CPU down with the torque wrench. Yes, that's the specific order. No, the water block is just four screws. I did it in a diamond. What they call the star method, alternating corners, because you want even pressure. You don't want it wiggling one way and then the pad shooting out, the graphite pad. I got it on the first time, no problem. It's because I didn't take the thing off. I think I tested it and it was leak proof until I put the thing on. I can't remember, but I just didn't want to take it off. And might have been because there was still water in the line too, because I was afraid if I opened everything up, water would just come out. It'd get on shit, and I didn't want that. Especially if it's tubes you're not actually using, trying to push out of the way. Of course, stuff's going to drip. So I didn't want to do that. I just took the fucking thing off and held it off, and then I put it down where it needed to go. And you can do that because that is an advantage of the fucking graphite pad over thermal paste. You don't have to clean shit as long as it's on there. And it ripped in the
Yeah,
corner. That's not where the fucking dyes are anyway. And like I said, my temps are ambient, so
Yeah. Well, that's what I loved about them is you didn't have any, you don't have to clean up any shit. But what do you think about, like, if you ever wanted to squeeze more performance out of it, would you ever consider one of the, like, that liquid metal shit or whatever?
no, because that could damage things. No,
Be like
I would.
The Verge.
Well, I mean, I would only even think about considering liquid metal if I was delidding, and you can't do that with Red River.
Is that all it's good for? Is the liquid metal? I thought it could still give you a boost with just on a regular CPU.
If you do that, it can it's conductive for one, so it's more dangerous to use.
Yeah.
Because thermal paste, you get that everywhere. That sucks. It's messy. Doesn't really fucking affect performance. You get a conductive liquid on your motherboard, and it can short something out pretty goddamn quick. Also, shut up with this stupid warning. Also, you better know your damn serial number and everything by hand, by memory, because liquid metal can take the writing off of a IHS.
Yeah.
I've seen pictures of it.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's tricky. I mean, I think the pads are pretty good. I mean, I think DeBauer said that, like, because that's who made it, right? Is that DeBauer guy? The pad that you got, right?
Yeah, I got the thermal grizzly.
Yeah, I think like his other pace or whatever. I think technically these you were saying they perform better than the pad, but I don't know. I mean, you're happy with it.
It works. It's not, dude. I can run XMP without my computer going to 90 fucking degrees. Fucking, that's all I need. I'm not trying to rip GM.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so I think we should be done now.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad you're happy with your rig. Everything's working great, you know.
I'm just trying to get on a game.
Yeah.
Just gotta go.
Okay, I'm trying to look for the video, man. Hold on.
What the flying fuck? Fucking Origin. I had all these pop-ups from Origin.
Origin. Yeah, by the way,
Yeah.
how long are you gonna ever play another game soon, or?
I mean, I bought a ESO for play with Floyd because he's been wanting to play it with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was on my list of shit I wanted, so. I went ahead and got it. It was $20.
Not bad.
fucking, I don't know what this damn thing is from Origin. I don't know if it's some assistant or whatever. I'm going to have to get rid of it in process because it keeps going offline mode. It's like opens up 4 little windows.
Yeah.
Web services, you're going down. Oh, Origin's still up? Fantastic. Anyway.
Dude. Manage? Oh my god.
What?
I'm just trying to get to the thing where I can click that. Here we go. God damn. The thing is yeah, they like YouTube, they split like every little thing into its own tool, you know? You gotta go to 50 fucking different places just to do a stream. But alright, man. Well, thanks for coming out. It was pretty fun tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problemo. Thanks for everybody that's listening or will listen in the future. Yeah. Ciao.
Goodbye.
Have a wonderful day.
TTFN. For now.
Yeah, that was fun.
And I'm sorry for another one. Bye.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Okay, well. Thank you, sir.